Hello everyone, I hope everybody is good, well, sound, and safe. Welcome back to this YouTube channel once again. After a while, I'm sorry for that, but I'm here back again. And in this video, we are going to be speaking about or we are going to be discussing some of the major speaking situations where the people struggle, especially the people who have a hard time speaking, especially the people who consider themselves as people who stammer or stutter. They basically struggle the most in these speaking situations. So in this video we are going to be mentioning about all of those speaking situations, like what are exactly those speaking situations where the people struggle the most, especially who struggle with speech and speaking. And then in the next video we are going to be speaking about how we can deal with those speaking situations in a better way. So I would be speaking about a number of speaking situations that many of you might be able to relate to. So the people who have a hard time speaking, they basically are very much afraid of some speaking situations. They feel very anxious, they feel very fearful around a whole lot of speaking situations, but there are specifically some where they feel a lot of anxiety, where they are very afraid, where they have a lot of fear, and that obviously has a huge impact on their mindset, and then obviously that mindset has a huge impact on their speech. So, what are some of those speaking situations? One of those speaking situations is introducing yourself. When someone comes up to you, they ask you your name, and you feel a lot of anxiety, you feel a lot of anticipation, and all of a sudden, you see that you're not being able to say your name, and the person in front of you is like, why can't they say their name? And you feel very weird, you feel very awkward that I can't even say my name, what would I do, and all of that stuff. And because of that, your speech just goes down and down and down. Maybe then you force out your name or force out whatever you have to say, and then, as I said, your speech starts spiraling down as a whole. Not only with name, when someone asks you your phone number, when someone asks you the when someone asks you your home address, like these were some of the situations where I really used to struggle, and I had no idea what to do in these situations before I actually obviously started working on my speech. So I used to force out, I used to do a lot of stuff, but it was very hard for me. Like sometimes if someone would ask me my name, I would sort of spell my name just because I'm not being able to say it. And there were certain phone numbers in my phone number that I would force out, or I would say that okay, I would write you my phone number, I can't say it for one reason. So there have been a lot of experiences like this, a whole lot of experiences. As I said, introducing yourself, giving numbers, giving address, giving the names of certain places, certain locations, because now you know that you can't even change it. You can't even change the name. If you are struggling with any other word, you can maybe find an alternative word for it, but you can't change your name or the name of a certain place or somewhere. So you have to say that, and that in itself brings a lot of anxiety. But that is not how we actually have to deal with it. How we deal with it is something that we are going to be discussing in our next video. This is part 1 actually. Another speaking situation. I'm trying to figure out which one of those or which ones of those I have to mention, because I know there are a lot of them. Okay, let's go with this. Speaking on the phone. When you are speaking on the phone, especially when the phone rings, that anxiety starts to also ring in your mind, in your brain. And then you go up there, and especially when you pick up the phone, you feel a lot of anxiety, and sometimes you can't even say hello. You can't even get started speaking on the phone, let alone be speaking in that whole phone conversation. So that is something that I struggled with for a lot of time, Like I would be on the phone, and the person on the other side of the phone would be like, hello, hey, are you able to hear me? And I can't even say hello, I can't even say hi or whatever. And then after a while, I used to sort of make excuses like, maybe I was not able to hear you well, maybe I was not on the phone, or there were certain issues with the phone wiring or something. So I used to make excuses with them, but I faced a lot of it. Like, that was something that was not an easy thing for me to get out of. But after I started working on my speech with the Pro90d speech system, I now speak in an excellent manner on the phone. I love speaking on the phone. I want to go out there. I want to speak on the phone more. I make more phone calls. So that is surely something that is a real fun time for me now, because I have been working on my speech for such a long time. Speaking about some other speaking situations, and the reason that I'm thinking right now is that I don't really actually try to plan these videos. Like, the first thing I'm going to mention this, the second thing, the third thing. It's just those random ideas that come into my mind while I'm speaking, and it's more spontaneous, so that it's straight out of my heart, all of the speaking situations and everything. Another thing that many of you would be able to really relate to is reading aloud. Oh my god, I struggled with it for a lot of time, and being honest with you, I'm still working on it. But when the professor would ask you to read aloud in the class, and he or she would say, okay, so you have to read the first paragraph, you have to read the second one, third, fourth, and then you have a count, like, which paragraph am I going to read? Then you start to look at those words, all those hard and difficult words, and you can't figure out how you're going to read. And when you actually have to read, words don't come out of your mind. You feel a lot of anxiety, you feel a lot of fear, you start stumbling over words, you start forcing out words. Maybe the students start laughing or something, or maybe if you're in a formal meeting, they are not laughing, but it feels quite weird, it feels very bad, and all of that stuff. So reading is also something that I struggled with for a lot of time, and as I said, I'm still working on it, and many of you guys would be able to relate to it. Then some of the broader speaking situations, like giving presentations, speaking in interviews, like, those are situations where even the people who don't struggle with their speech feel fearful, but add the anxiety onto it if someone struggles with their speech and speaking, and then they have to go out there and speak in a presentation, speak in an interview. Just imagine that anxiety. Now you're not only anxious about the presentation or the interview, you're also anxious about how you're going to say your name, how you're going to say certain words. What if you get stuck? What if you struggle with your speech and everything? So all of these things, like, they add on towards all of that anxiety that you're already having. So those speaking situations. One more, let's speak about one more that I have also struggled with, and that has been saying the single word present at the time of my attendance. Now, that might sound weird, but that was something which was very hard for me. Like, when my attendance was being marked, and on my roll number or on my name, I had to say the word present. Now, that word just won't come out of my mind because of one reason: I'm so fearful, I'm so anxious about saying it. So, like, that is also something that now, when I really think about it, I laugh about it. I used to really think that what used to happen with me, why I could not even say that single word. But as I said, it was all because of the mindset, it was all because of, anxiety and all of the speaking situations that I've had, or all of the bad speaking experiences I've had saying that word present. So there have been a lot of them. If you have not struggled with your speech, you might not understand what I'm saying. You might be saying, how can someone not say his name? How can someone not say a single word like present. Sometimes I would even struggle to say a single word like a yes or a no. And as I said, a word like present or this or that. So even saying a single word was a big issue for me, let alone be having a conversation with someone. I've always been very shy, I've always been very fearful until I joined this Pro90d speech system, and you can see the way I speak now. And not only have I transformed my speech and really taken it to the next level, where I have become an above average speaker, where I speak much better than the average person out there, and the people say that to me all the time. That even the people who haven't struggled with their speech, I speak much better than them because I had a chance to work on my speech with this Pro90d speech system. Not only I worked on my speech, now I'm working as a speech coach. I'm helping the people out there with their speech as well. So if you're not inside this Pro90d speech system, you're struggling, you want to take your speech and your life to the next level, you can either join our self-study course, or you can get inside the one-on-one coaching program where Mr. Michael or myself, I can help you to take your speech and your life towards the next level by having online sessions with you and dealing with your specific situations. This is worth the investment, and you'll get many times your investment back. So I've shared the link in the description for the self-study course, and if you want to work one-on-one with me, I've left my email address. You can email to me right there, and you can let me know that, hey, I want to work with you. Then I can talk to you about all the pricing details and everything, and then we'll move on from there. So in this video we spoke about the speaking situations that the people struggle with. In the next video we are going to be speaking about how do you actually deal with them. Like, share and subscribe, and share it more and more with those people who really need this kind of stuff, who have lost hope, and who really need this. Hope to see you in the next video. Thank you.